Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Metal Slug 4, which if you've never played it before, it's basically an action, run and gun, side-scrolling, shoot-em-uppy type thing. I never really know what to qualify the genre as. All I know is I absolutely adore the Metal Slug games. As a franchise, over the 7 main games, X2, Double X and the awful, at least I thought so, Metal Slug Advance game, I've probably knocked over around about 300 completions, and that's probably just on my own. I've probably doubled that with a friend or brother. It's just one of those things. I adore this series, and they are so simple and so replayable. They're just amazing. So, at the start, you've got game start, how to play, options. Options, you can choose things like your lives, you can choose the difficulty, you can choose your key config. But for now, I'm just going to jump straight into playing the game, which you've got 4 people to play as: Marco, Theo, Trevor and Nadia. Trevor and Nadia were new to the series at this point. It's a little annoying for me because I always loved playing as Uri, so I was a little gutted that they got rid of Uri, and it's probably why I don't like this game as much, purely on that bias alone. Don't get me wrong, it's still a fantastic game. It introduced some great elements, one of which I'm using now, a weapon system where you can actually dual wield, so you've got 2 heavy machine guns instead of 1. It still keeps the multiple routes that the third Metal Slug game I think introduced. Can't honestly remember right now if the second one had multiple routes. It's been far too long since I've beat that one. I think I'm going to have to do it a bit sooner, because that's probably the thing about Metal Slug. While I love the series and all that, they're all very, 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 very samey, and it does start to blend together after a little while in your head. You do start to think, was it in that one? Or no, it's got to be in that game. And it's one of those, it's probably why the series is as popular, because they don't mess with success. Because quite frankly, other than adding new Metal Slugs, new weapons and new characters, there's nothing they ever really need to do for Metal Slug. The backdrops are always fantastic, and they always come up with great ways to let their artists show their skill. The set pieces of, like, you'll be standing in front of a building and all of a sudden the building will just explode. They're always magnificent to watch. It's just one of those things that they really did pick the right formula, and since then they've never changed because they've never needed to. It's just an absolutely fantastic thing. One thing that this introduces that you might have already saw me do, by collecting medals and ribbons and that, I'm starting a combo meter up, but that's just basically to get more points than that. They've kept the fact that it's 2-player co-op. Quite frankly, I would kill for Metal Slug 8 to be made and for it to be a 4-player co-op game, although it might be a little bit too manic, but maybe that's why they haven't done it before. Maybe they tested it and realised that. But it's just one of those things. For those who haven't played it, it's got 6 levels. It's probably beatable in under 30 minutes, but it's just so fantastic that you'll want to, hopefully, at least, beat it again and again and again. I'm really not exaggerating when I say it, just how many times I have beat this game. But I've probably gushed over the game so much already it's unbelievable, so time to get on to the meat and bones of things. As I say, there's 6 missions, it's probably beatable in half an hour. You get bosses at the end of the levels, and the bosses are usually brutal and require many a death and many a life. But it's one of those, you can pretty much use an infinite credit system by doing a save state. It's one of those that, one of the hardest parts of the game for anyone, is the fact that you'll die off 1 hit. So if you're new to the series and you're dying every 2 seconds, don't worry about it. It's meant to happen like that. And as I say, by doing the save state, you can essentially have infinite continues. The only reason they probably don't do it is because people do like a brutal difficulty, and there are people out there who have played these even more than myself and can actually beat the entire game without losing a single life. To those, my hat off to you, because it's an absolutely fantastic achievement. There's a load of different Metal Slugs, which I've already mentioned, but again, if you're new to the series, you probably haven't got a clue what Metal Slugs are. They're basically vehicles, or not vehicles, because there are such infamous Metal Slugs now as ostriches, and there's just loads of different animals. There's even extinct animals, because in Metal Slug 3, you can ride a woolly mammoth. It's just, the game is totally balls to the wall insane. It's one of the things that people love Metal Slug about, that it never takes itself seriously. It's got a rock hard gameplay with a nice comedy kicker to it. Weapon wise, as I say, they did add a couple new weapons to this, but there's not much different. I mean, you've still got your usual classics, your rocket launchers, your flame shots and shotguns. It's just one of those things that if you've played one Metal Slug game, you have technically played them all. The only reason to really get them is for the slight improvements and for the new level designs and that. And quite frankly, if you do like one Metal Slug, then it's worth getting the others, because I honestly can't see any reason out there why you would dislike one of the later games. There's ones that you'll like less than others. I mean, I still think the series peaked at 3, and it's only when Double X was made, which is a remake of 7, that I actually thought, yeah, this is up there with 3. Because the original version of 7 didn't even have co-op, and it was just like sacrilege for a Metal Slug game. But there's nothing much else really I can say about the game, so I'll just shut up for a little bit, fight a boss, and let you listen to some of the awesome music. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.